Well, hello, hello, hello. This is Dr. Ray Charles. Welcome to the Be the Light podcast. I am your host. Joining me is none other than Deborah Chaplin. Deborah is one of our rock stars on the Ray of Light team. Deborah, welcome to the Be the Light podcast.
Oh, thank you for having me. I've been so looking forward to speaking with you and talking and sharing this amazing technology with everyone.
Absolutely, absolutely. Deborah, this is going to be about 15 to 20 minutes. So it's going to be packed. It's going to be packed. So can we just dive right into this podcast? And what I love about it, it's a video cast as well. So the people that will be hearing this, they will be able to see the screen and not just hear a regular audio podcast. So
Mhm.
with that in mind, Deborah, talk to me. What are you seeing in this image, this first image? Share with our audience, what are you seeing in this first image?
I see myself years ago.
Mm,
I see this woman who's on a treadmill. She wants this freedom.
mm,
She wants the freedom of the woman on the right. She
mm,
on a trail that's open air spaces. I love open air spaces. I love the country. I love going out into countryside. I love going in the mountains, but her lifestyle is just not allowing her. It's a treadmill. It's a run to nowhere.
mm.
It's she's just running in place. She has this lifestyle that's just doing the same things over and over and over and just not getting anywhere.
Wow, wow. So what I hear you saying is that this person is, she has that goal, right? She has
Mm-hmm.
that goal for health. She has that goal for time. She
Yeah.
has that goal for freedom. And she's running towards it, but she's running towards it on a treadmill. And at the end of the year, she looks at her goal achievement and is like, wait a minute, I'm in the same place that I started in January. Am I hearing you
Absolutely.
correctly, Deborah?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so the person on the right is the person that has achieved and has amassed health,
Mm-hmm.
time, and freedom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. Well, in these next 20 minutes, we will unpack how this person went from on the left to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Fasten your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. We are in for a ride. Let's go to that next slide, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
So, Deborah, it sounds like we're in a dilemma. We
Yeah.
are in a dilemma. This person on the left that you talked about earlier, she had all the right goals. She had all the aspirational goals, but
Mm-hmm.
yet she was in a dilemma because she ended up in the same place. How can that happen? I mean,
Well,
we're living in a time of decline in health, despite
mm-hmm.
more health information than ever.
Mm-hmm.
We are living in a time where there's less time despite more time saving technology.
Mm-hmm.
And we're living in a time where there's reduced freedom despite more opportunities. Talk to
Mm-hmm.
me, Deborah.
We're living longer. We're
Mm,
living longer. 65 is now 75.
mm,
Where we thought when we get 65, we turn 65 and we're going to retire and we're going to have this life of, relaxing and doing all the things that we wanted to do. We find ourselves that we're not properly prepared for it. We have all these new pharmaceuticals, we have all this new medical technology, yet our bodies are still wrecked with stress,
mm,
and we don't have the time in order to do the things that we spent 40 years working on a job. We spent that 40 years and so that we can get to that point where we're retired, but it just hasn't worked out that way.
mm,
We
mm,
have less time to do what we want to do because we don't have the things in place that we thought we were going to have in place
mm,
to give us that freedom to
mm.
do the things that we wanted to do.
Wow. Wow.
It's called a rat race.
Yes.
It's called
Yes.
a rat race.
Yes. I'm telling you, Deborah, I am so grateful to this technology that you and I have been introduced to, and this company that you and I have been introduced to, because this company is providing a platform for that time for that health and
Mm-hmm.
for that freedom. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what we're going to unpack in the next 15 minutes. Fasten
Yeah.
your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. Take lots of notes. I know I'm going to take a whole lot of notes at the conclusion of this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move forward. Deborah, I want you to just reflect just for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
This is completely rhetorical. I'm not looking for a response. I
Mm-hmm.
just want you to think back to 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
What dreams did you have for your health? Number one, how did you hope to spend your time?
Mm-hmm.
And what freedom were you working towards? I want you to reflect on those three questions because in these next 15 to 20 minutes, we're going to talk about those three things: health, time, and freedom. So as you look in the rearview mirror, I want you to think about those three questions. I'm going to give you about 10 seconds just to marinate on that.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, Deborah, I want you to not look at the rearview mirror. I want you to look in the windshield. And I want you to look ahead now. Now I want you to imagine 3 years from now. What if you could wake up 3 years from now feeling energized and vital? What if you can wake up 3 years from now controlling your schedule, not your schedule controlling you? What if you can wake up 3 years from now having the freedom to do whatever you choose your path each day, regardless of the financial investment? I'm saying, what if you can imagine, but I know you are already on the path. That's why I believe you are the ideal person to speak to not only our brand partners, but our brand partners' guests. Talk to me, Deborah. What does that 3 year telescopic view look like?
3 years from now, man, I tell you, this technology is one of the most wonderful things that I have been able to been exposed to.
Mm,
I never imagined that at my age, where I am now, having done some marvelous things, wonderful things in my work life, ready to spend some time now with family and friends and feeling energized,
mm,
having a sense of good health. You exercise, you go to the gym, you do all those things that you need to do, but there's still a level of dis-ease,
mm.
dis-ease in your life where you just don't, just age, things that come along, every 10 years you say, oh my goodness, where did this come from? You wake up, you go to move in a particular position, and something happens and you think, oh my goodness, where did that come from? However, this new technology
Mm,
has given me um, a greater outlook.
mm,
Looking in 3 years into the future, I look at where I am now, just this past year of having used this technology. I sleep better.
mm.
I sleep more soundly. No more waking up in the middle of the night.
Come
Uh,
on now.
my doctor's reports are better, and they're asking me whatever. They're telling me whatever you're doing, you need to keep doing it. I look at being able to go out more and to do more things, to have the energy to do it.
Mm.
And 3 years from now, having the freedom to do it.
Wow.
Not just freedom is lifestyle to me.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
lifestyle. It's being able to do what I want when I want to do it
Mm,
for whatever length of time that I want to do it,
mm,
and not have to worry about whether or not I'm going to have things taken care of at home or whether or not my relatives are taken care of. Freedom is having time,
mm, mm, mm.
but being in a healthy state in order to be able to enjoy it.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Powerful. Powerful. I so want you to um unpack that some more because
Mhm.
what I'm hearing, Deborah, what I'm hearing is you just described a journey.
Mhm.
You just described a 3-year journey.
Mhm.
And what I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, I heard that this journey to health, time, and freedom isn't about finding another quick fix.
No, it's not.
It's really about discovering solutions that
Mhm.
work with your body's natural ability to
Yes.
heal and regenerate.
Yes. Absolutely.
Talk to me a little bit, unpack that a little bit more, because I, as I said those words, I had chills because my body for 17 years, not 17 days, not 17 weeks, 17 years experience acute pain.
Mhm.
But in 2024, my body was able to heal and regenerate. And now I go through months without even experiencing any form of pain. Talk to me about this journey of health, time, and freedom not being a quick fix.
You know, this time last year, I was in my doctor's office,
Mm,
my orthopedist, and I went to the doctor's office because he told me that when I could tolerate the pain and no longer in my leg, my knee, my arthritis, he said that I would be ready for surgery.
mm,
So I went this time a year ago to talk to him because I was ready. And then I was introduced to this technology.
mm.
And we
Wow.
talked about doing the surgery in the spring. And I was introduced to the technology in the interim. And all of a sudden, I'm no longer having to take my pain medication every day like I was before.
Mm,
I'd restricted myself to the first floor of my house because climbing the steps was just too painful. I didn't go out to the store much or go out shopping much anymore because just walking in the stores for long periods of time, it was just too painful.
mm.
Now,
Come on now.
now I have no problems going to the store. I've actually set up some stuff upstairs on the second floor and the
Mm,
third
mm.
floor because I have no problems getting up the steps.
Wow.
The medication that I was taking every day, 4 times a day, I no longer take.
Mm, mm, mm,
And my doctor is amazed when I say to him, was amazed when I said to him, okay, well, the surgery is off because you said as long as I can tolerate the pain, then I don't have to
mm.
worry about surgery.
Come
Well,
on.
there is no pain.
Right.
There is no pain
Right.
anymore. You know, every once in a while. Now we're talking arthritis since I was 7. This
Mm,
arthritis has been hanging around with me since I was 7 years old.
mm,
And now I am so amazed. I feel blessed. I really feel blessed having had you to share this technology with me.
mm,
I never knew that anything like this existed without additional medication, without pharmaceuticals,
mm,
without braces and repeat visits to the doctor. My own body healing itself.
mm, mm, mm,
Uh, the light, the the changes that have happened in my body have just been nothing short of miraculous. I thank God that He has brought this into my life because I'd resigned to a life of pain medication and walking with a cane, which I was getting to that point. I had my stick that I walked with on a regular basis, and that's all changed now. So
wow.
now we're talking. I have a lifestyle change now. It's
Yeah.
not just just my general feeling of health, it's a total lifestyle change because I'm no longer restricted.
Yes. But it has been a journey, right, Deborah?
It has been a journey. It has
It hasn't been a cortisone shot,
no,
or gel,
no,
a quick fix. It has been a journey.
no, it has been a journey because I did the cortisone. I did the cortisone shot and it lasted me for 1 week.
Yes.
That's how bad mine is or
Mm,
was. That's how bad
was.
it was.
Yes.
It
But-
lasted me 1 week and he said, well, we can't do that because you only can get it every 3 months. I said, well, that's out of the picture.
mm,
But it has been a journey. Am I totally pain free now? No, I'm not 100%. But 3 years from now, if I'm the way I am now,
come
three
on now.
years from now, we're talking pain free.
Come on now.
We're talking pain free. We're talking,
Yes.
a total rejuvenation
Yes.
and
Yes.
revitalization of my body.
Yes. Wow.
Even some serendipitous things that I had not expected, like better sleep and better skin, and no more dry skin from my thyroid condition and things of that nature. I have experienced a lot of serendipitous things with this technology
Mm,
that I
mm,
didn't even expect.
yeah.
So I get this after 1 year. Oh, 3 years down the road,
Mm,
I'm going to be a totally different person.
come on. Come on. Let's see what else we have in this podcast. So Deborah, you talked a lot about the benefits. You
Mm-hmm.
talked a lot about the benefits. Tell us a little bit of our listening audience, which is our guests, um, uh, primarily a little bit about the CEO. Okay. On our screen, they can see meet the CEO. But there is one question that this CEO lives by, and that question is, what if we could help the body heal itself without drugs or invasive procedures? This man has devoted his life to the pursuit of that question. Deborah, tell us a little bit more about this man as we get close to the end of this podcast.
Well, I've never personally met Dr. Smith.
Mm,
I've seen a lot of videos. I've been to an event where where he attended, and I was one of the things that struck me about Dr. Smith is his humility.
mm,
I watched one of his videos where he talked about how when he was a young boy and he went to Thomas Edison's studio,
mm,
his laboratory, and he decided then that he wanted to be an inventor, but not just an inventor of things, but an inventor of things to help humanity.
mm,
And you see on the screen, he has 24 plus years dedicated to anti-aging and regenerative science, and he has over 100 patents and all of this. But the thing that struck me the most is that he attributes all of his discoveries
mm,
to the God-given knowledge,
mm, mm, mm.
this download that he has gotten from God to produce something to make available to humanity. These things, this technology, this light technology is nothing new. It's
Yeah.
nothing new, but he has an internal download
Mm, mm,
that
mm,
has allowed him to produce it in a small patch
mm, mm, mm.
that allows us to be able to, our bodies to heal itself with wearable technology, not
Yeah.
something that's going to confine you to your house, or you got to put something on to, you got to you're mobile, you're
Yes.
able to do things. And as you go, your body is healing itself. I
Mm,
think he's a marvelous person. I cannot wait to meet him and shake his hand and thank
mm,
him
mm,
for dedicating his life
mm,
to
mm.
this technology, because he didn't know that I would be talking about and benefiting from this technology today. So I want to shake his hand and let him know, here's one of the people's lives that you've changed with this
Deborah, you just use a phrase that I just had chills when you said it. I don't know if you realize the impact of those three words that you said, as you go.
as you go.
You know, the Great Commission, we know it as go ye into all the world and
Mm-hmm.
preach the gospel. But that's not the original translation. The original translation says, as you
As you go.
go.
Mm-hmm.
So, Deborah, as we go about our day-to-day business,
Mm-hmm.
can we can we not share this technology with folks? It, it, it's almost impossible not to share it.
You know what? I'm a walking testimony to this. My
Mm,
my friends, my family, they saw me. They
mm,
saw how I walked. They saw what was going on with me. And
mm.
they look now and they say, well, what's going on? What's happening? What do you got going on now? And as I go about my life and
Mm,
as things get better and better, I look forward to being able to get to go bike riding again.
mm, mm, mm,
Something as simple as small as that I was unable to do, to
mm,
be able to
mm,
go bike riding this spring. It's
mm, mm,
on
mm.
my agenda now.
Come
It
on now.
that wasn't even a possibility
Mm,
before,
mm, mm,
you
mm.
know. So yeah, as we go, we share this. It's a
Yeah.
matter of sharing
Yes.
sharing your progress, sharing the technology itself, sharing what it has done for you and what it
Mm.
has done for those that you have shared it with
Yes. Yes.
as
Yeah.
you go.
As we go, as we go. Deborah, talk to our audience a little bit more about this regenerative technology that is regenerating our health. It's a journey, right? The
Hmm.
flagship patch is the X39, and that
Yes.
X39 has taken you and I on a journey. Very briefly, maybe a minute or so, talk to
Hmm.
us about this X39 journey.
X39, my patch. X39 is the flagship patch. It is a patch like no other.
Mm.
There is nothing else like this. LifeWave has it exclusively. You will not find it anywhere else.
Come on now.
Um, the patent belongs specifically to Dr. David Smith, regenerating your health with light therapy.
Mm.
I, 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 a year ago, 2 years ago, if you'd said that to me, I would probably have laughed. I spent a good 25 of my years working in medical technology. I've worked at Johns Hopkins. I've worked at Sinai Hospital, and our basis is pharmaceuticals and surgery and therapy.
Mm.
Having a patch that reflects your light into your body in order to help your body to transform itself, help your body to regenerate cells that would actually produce anti-aging and rejuvenation. That's what this patch does.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
12 hours on and 12 hours off, 12
Mm.
hours of activity, of activating your cells, and then 12 hours of regeneration that happens after it's activated. There's
Wow.
nothing like it.
Wow.
100% natural, no chemicals.
So Deborah, as we wrap up, we have so many stories, but I've limited to two.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the stories that I've included in this podcast, this inaugural podcast, is someone that I believe you have some familiarity with.
Mm-hmm.
It's your husband of how many years, Deborah?
Oh, 46 years. 46
46
years.
years. Share with our audience what these light technology patch. I know I have some bullets on the screen. You don't need that. You lived with this man for 46 years. In about a minute, minute and a half, tell
Mm-hmm.
us a sound bite on the benefit that your husband Bill experienced through these patches?
Yeah, my husband has degenerative disease, this disease, and
Mm,
he's a man of 6 feet, 6 feet height. He was so bent over. I'm 5'2", and we would look eye to eye. That's how much he was
mm,
bent over. He used a cane for the past 15 years in order for him to get around. Not only for stability, but to keep him upright enough and not, not stumble or fall. And it didn't seem to be getting better. We went to orthopedists, and they said that they needed to do surgery on his back. And he was by no means going to have surgery because his father had the same condition and spent the last 10 years of his life in a wheelchair. So he
mm.
resigned to live like this for the rest of his life. And after 4 days of wearing X39 and Eon, he was able to stand straight up. Now,
Mm, mm, mm,
I was just totally amazed. I was blown away by this because the doctors had already told us that he was not going to be able to straighten up without having surgery. And here he was. We went back to the orthopedist, to therapy, and they said, "Oh, you had your surgery." No, he hadn't had any surgery. So
mm,
we're talking about lifestyle changes. Okay, I have my husband back.
mm,
I have my husband back
mm.
without a cane. He has not had to use this cane since we found these patches in February of last year,
February of 2024. 'Cause
2024.
we don't know when and how long this video is going to be out for a long time. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
February of 2024. And Deborah, did you say 15 years?
Yes, 15 years.
You walked with a cane.
He walked with a cane.
You saw him eyeball to eyeball.
Yeah, eyeball to eyeball.
5'2". He's
Mm-hmm.
6 feet,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's vertical.
Yeah, yeah. Now, does he still have some bad days? Oh, sure he does. Yes,
Yeah.
he still, the disease is not totally gone. It's not gone.
Yes.
However, we're talking about a man who no longer, okay, he couldn't help me bring the grocery bags in the house before. Now I have a husband that helps me bring the grocery bags in, who's taking the garbage out, who's doing all these things.
Mm, mm,
Lifestyle,
mm,
lifestyle change. That's
mm.
what X39 and Eon has brought to our lives. It's
Wow.
a lifestyle change.
Wow. 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 Well, here's another brand partner that's part of our team. Our team is called Ray of Light Team. And this particular brand partner, Bobby, she says, I spent years trying everything for my health. Within weeks of using X39, I noticed changes I couldn't explain. Now I have the energy to enjoy time with my grandkids.
Ah, mm-hmm.
Common thread, right? Common thread.
Common thread, yeah,
Health, time, and freedom.
and freedom.
My goodness. My goodness. So as we wrap up, Deborah,
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about a path forward for a listening audience.
Mm-hmm.
It's a simple path. Just walk us through this as you're seeing this, Deborah. You know, if you're listening to this and even viewing it, because you don't just have to listen to it. You can go to your screen as you're driving as a passenger. You don't look at the screen while you're driving, but you can look at the screen and see these different prompts. Deborah,
Mm-hmm.
walk us through this journey to
It's
health,
a,
time, and freedom.
absolutely. It's very simple. There's a wearable patch about the size of a quarter that you apply to the back of your neck, to your belly. You can apply it anywhere on your body, actually, and it'll work. It supports your body's natural ability to heal by
Mm,
increasing a copper peptide in your body. Now, the technical part of it, you can always talk to the person who shared this with you. I'm not going to go into the technical part of it, but there's a compounding effect that you experience with this patch. The longer you wear it, the better your body feels. It is recommended that you wear the patch for optimum health. Wear the patch 1 month for every decade of your life.
mm.
There's a risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee if it doesn't do anything to you, which I have not found anybody to return or say I want my money back. Because after having worn that patch and they feel the difference in the benefits, I couldn't pry it out of their hands.
Mm. Wow.
Your path forward is to get with the person who invited you
Yes.
and get your patches now. It will
Absolutely.
change your life.
Absolutely.
I guarantee it.
Absolutely. So, Deborah, let's talk about affordability.
Mm-hmm.
These patches is probably less than a cup of coffee. So, is it worth the cost of a cup of coffee a day?
It's even more than that. It's worth it because there are less trips to the doctor. Imagine the amount of money and
Mm,
time that you spend going back and forth to the doctor. You know, uh, spending time in the doctor's office, co-pays with your insurance that your insurance doesn't cover.
that's
You know,
right.
it's even less than this.
Mm,
You buy a cup of Starbucks, you're gonna minimum spend $6 or more to buy a cup of Starbucks.
yes.
But just aside of that, the time that you spend going to the doctor, the money that you spend buying over the counter medications that you want to add to whatever it is that your doctor has given you, all of those things have disappeared,
Mm,
and they will for you as well. That's the worth, that's the benefit.
mm. Wow. Wow. So getting started options. Talk to our listening audience, Deborah. Just walk us through these three um, steps of getting started. It is so simple to get started on this journey. And I want to emphasize it's a journey,
It
right?
is a journey.
Not a portion that you drink and it's a quick fix.
No,
Now,
it's not a quick
walk
fix.
us through these three um, transformational journey steps.
It's not a quick fix, but it wasn't quick to get you in that condition in the first place.
That's right.
It didn't happen to you overnight. It was a gradual process that happened to you over years and years. You know, you begin your transformation experience. You begin your journey by getting with the person who is sharing with you, joining our community. Ask them how you become a brand partner with us, and start your healing process by wearing the patch.
Mm.
It only works if you wear the
It
patch.
only works if you wear it. It only works if you wear
Only
it.
works if you wear it.
So, wow. So, Deborah, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for this journey um, of health, time, and freedom. Deborah, I'm going to actually give you the last words. If you can just, if there's one thing that you can say to uh, a listening audience, and specifically to brand partners as well as guests. So I want you to first speak to the brand partners and then speak to the guests. And this is how we're going to wrap up. So, our team is growing rapidly.
Yeah.
So as they listen to this podcast, what would you say to our team members? And then transition, what would you say to guests that is listening to this?
To our brand partners, I would say walk in no fear.
Mm,
I say that because we have a tendency to prejudge when we're sharing something like this, and we say to ourselves, oh, that person doesn't have time, that person may not be interested. But no one knows what happens in someone else's home. You don't know what's going on with that person's physicality. You don't know what's going on with their health. Ask them, how is your health? Or better still, tell them, I know you're interested in having a healthy lifestyle. Share it with everybody. My goal is to share this with everybody that I encounter.
mm.
Because if nothing else, I can help someone get a better night's sleep, and I can help somebody have a better mental clarity, and I can help someone have a better overall feeling of well-being. And those three things, there's nothing better, there's nothing that's more valuable than your health. Without your health, there's very little that you can do. Now, to the person that's seeing this for the first time, or a person that's not a brand partner, I say to you, try it. You will have an experience with this like you have never had before.
Mm,
Not only will you be able to have better health, not only will you feel its rejuvenating transformation in your body, you will also be able to have a secondary stream of income, a
mm,
way of perhaps getting your patches at no cost to you,
mm.
a way to to get things at wholesale cost the way we do. Get with that person, get your patches now and try them out. You'll see that everything that we have experienced, you'll experience, and you'll experience it more.
Wow. Wow. I could not have put it any better. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to the Be the Light podcast, coming at you from a place of service. One of my mantras, that shield you see behind me, my fraternity shield for Alpha Phi Alpha, it says, first of all, servant of all,
Mm,
we shall transcend all. And I'm not trying to alienate any other fraternity or sorority. I'm just saying this is embedded in my DNA.
mm-hmm,
To the first of all, not profit, not points, not rank, first of all, servant of all. And I want to be the servant of all. And then what I love about that quote, it then wraps it up with we, not I will transcend, we will transcend all.
mm-hmm.
Until we meet again on another episode of the Be the Light podcast. Take care and God bless.
God bless.